Katseye Lara accused of misusing AAVE. But where's Manon? Again. And where's Wonyoung? Ex-I-DLE member Soojin, the kiss of life and Verivery situation, and so much more in today's episode of Totally Legit K-pop News with me, Angelina. So if you're interested, please keep on watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this video with friends you don't have. And without further ado, let's get into today's video. Because the K-pop news gods saw that we were struggling and gave us topics for today. I don't know if you guys remember when Lara spoke out about her debut styling and pre-debut styling, saying it wasn't her. This was prompted by the fact that a lot of fans are finding her high school photos and were saying, wow, she was such a baddie. And then she brought up how her debut, pre-debut styling was, quote, frumpy. But she did it to, quote, get that cat's eye cookie. Well, now a lot of people are discussing what she said specifically. So, of course, she brought up a specific outfit and she said, I cried when I put the outfit on, but I lied to the people and told them I liked it. Guys, I wanted that cat's eye cookie bad. People are discussing this part of what she said. It's because I went from my baddie beat down lashes and all and slick back half up half down bust down natural Indian hair to my ass mini skirt moon boot to this. So funny. So there are a lot of people saying she was using AAVE and some even claiming she was misusing AAVE, which is African American vernacular English. It is cringy and it doesn't even sound like her. I didn't think it was her at first because we gladly don't see her speak like this in videos. It's just annoying because if I myself spoke like that, then I'm a problem. So is this genuinely her? Because this is wild AF to read. Always side-eye non-black people using AAVE. It's just cringe because if you know what the words actually mean, you wouldn't use them the way she's using them because it's very much word salad. I tend to think people who talk like that online, word salad AAVE, must know 0 to 3 black people in real life. There are some people who don't see an issue in it. Other people bring up how AAVE is often now referred to as Gen Z talk and how that can be an issue in and of itself. But of course, let me know your thoughts. On that note of Katseye, however, they recently performed with AAVE, but people were quick to notice that Manon was absent. Now, for context, this has been a huge conversation in the community because a lot of people feel as though Manon is often absent. Now, Katseye have spoken about this in interviews before, basically saying if one of them is sick, there's a lot of people counting on them. They will go through with the schedule, but it doesn't mean that someone's going to get kicked out of the group because the last time Manon was absent from scheduling, a lot of fans were saying they're going to kick her out of the group. They're going to kick Manon out of the group. A lot of people were convinced of this. So Katseye addressed that in an interview, basically saying, no, nobody's going to get kicked out of the group. Sometimes people get sick and people need time off. But this didn't stop fans from criticizing her absence once again. Icons be so brave when Manon doesn't even bother showing up for Katseye. Manon being the member who's most often missing is a bad look no matter how much fellow icons want to pretend it isn't and come up with excuses. Of course, a lot of fans came to her defense as well. Why is Manon always, y'all should worry less about Manon and worry about finding jobs because Manon is doing just fine and living her life, unlike you jobless people who always have something to say about her. These people acting like Manon missed Coachella when she just didn't go sing one song on a AAVE concert. Everyone only knows how to talk about Manon. They can't understand that it wasn't mandatory for her to be there. Isn't it possible to appreciate the other girls without raising speculation? With this, of course, there's a lot of fans worrying about her immune system, worrying about how this looks for her despite the fact that they don't personally find issue with it. And we've talked about this time and time again. We really want to normalize idols missing things because otherwise we're stuck with the type of K-pop that forces idols to work through everything and anything, and that's not good. But of course, again, let me know your thoughts in the comments. I-DLE's Shuhua recently uploaded a carousel to Instagram. There's a picture of an eye, there's a bunch of pictures of Shuhua herself, and if we go to the very last slide in this carousel, oh, some food. But no. Eagle-eyed fans noticed the hand in the picture and think that it is actually ex-G-IDLE member Soojin. If we look at this picture here, she has a tattoo on her hand that says 1849. And if we look at the picture in the carousel, it looks like somebody's hand with red nail polish at that also says 1849, or seemingly. Can we even see? I mean, it looks like a similar sequence of numbers, right? Soojin withdrew from the group in 2021 after being accused of school bullying and alleged conflicts with classmates. The controversy exploded across online communities, leading Cube Entertainment to announce her departure despite Soojin firmly denying the allegations. So after that, of course, there's been so much back and forth with fans. Some fans saying the group hates her, no, the group loves her. Even Soyeon specifically referencing Soojin in a rap at an award show, I think it was. So fans have been so excited at the prospect that they still hang out together. I gave a across this tweet. Jessica and Tiffany, please plagiarize. So let me know. Do you think it is actually Soojin, or maybe somebody else has a similar hand? I don't know. Because I know with Soyeon's recent rap, where she specifically mentioned Soojin, where she basically said, in 2021, you said, do you think you'll make it without Soojin? Contracts and companies, I said I'm going to take care of it. I wouldn't have made it here if I were the type to be swayed by things like that. Some fans took it as support, some fans took it as a diss. So with all that said, what are your thoughts on this situation? And if you had to wish for this situation to happen to another group and ex-member, who would it be? IVE's Wonyoung has been in the headlines recently because of her absence. Yes, the fact that she didn't do anything is actually the center of this conversation. There was this picture of the rest of the IVE members having a meal together, it seems. There's no food in front of them, but you get what I mean. They were going out together. But Wonyoung was absent, which led to a lot of rumors surrounding conflict within the group. A viral post explained, it seems like IVE members are close with each other, except for Wonyoung. I've just always felt that way. It's just not once or twice that sightings only come out of 5 of the 6 members hanging out together. This comes not too long after IVE appeared at an award show, and fans are speculating that Wonyoung and Yujin had beef. We'll look into that later, but here are some comments. Wonyoung is insanely busy though. Isn't she, along with Karina, the busiest female idol in Korea right now? Well, it's because she's overwhelmingly busy on her own. If she were like Suzy back in the day, that would be actual ostracism. But the members all seem to get along, especially since they're all so gentle. I've been sending Starship emails regularly. Keep doing it, lol. Your future as a reverse viral manipulator is becoming one of those bitter old aunties on anti-fan forums, haha. They all seem close. This looks like a Liz fan to me, and you're saying Wonyoung's the only one who's busy? Of course, some people mentioning how busy she is. I mean, she's in a commercial every other day. That's an maybe not actually. Like, that's me exaggerating, but maybe it's not. But then, of course, there are people who say that she doesn't get along with her fellow members, which brings us to the second part of this story. So I've appeared at the Fact Music Awards, and as they were going to pick up the trophy, there was a quote-unquote awkward moment. So we see Wonyoung grabbing the trophy, and then Yujin looking at her. And then in another clip where Yujin picks up the trophy, and then Wonyoung kind of looks a little awkward. Though some people are just saying that she's just like, you know, oh, we're going this way. There's nothing really behind it. So this moment actually led people to bring up every other moment they could think of between the two, where they were inferring that there was beef between them. Quote unquote trophy battles. I mean, from there, I've also seen clips of, you know, people saying Wonyoung is trying to walk in front of everybody else, or trying to sprint in front of everybody else to get somewhere first. All things we've spoken about in the past. So when it comes to idols and their relationships within their groups, where do you land on the spectrum? That they're more so friends, or that they're more so co-workers? Let me know in the comments. And of course, what you think of this situation. Because lastly, there was also a situation involving her and BTS's V. Basically a dating rumor. You know, people will find specific quote-unquote evidence that 2 idols are dating, and it's really like, oh, maybe they like the same song, or maybe they did something similar, but it has nothing to do with the 2 being caught together or anything. Because it seems from that rumor, she was also receiving a lot of hate for that too. Sserafim have announced their comeback with their single album, Spaghetti. They've been giving so many teasers that alluded to a pasta-themed comeback, and now we finally have the announcement. They even released this video, which a lot of people are saying is really quirky. But because it's so quirky, it has actually started a fan war. A fan war between Sserafim and Charlie XCX and Katseye. Some comments saying that they're trying to create a brand because Brat went viral. Some people even saying they're trying to recreate Katseye's quirkiness. Katseye really snatched their chain. Hybe really gave up on this group after Katseye. It's kind of sad. However, there are some people hitting back saying, you know, Sserafim have always been kind of quirky. Quotes mad when the whole time this has always been them. I think it's funny how people are being weird in the quote retweets over a video that's epitome of imagine hating me and this is me in my room. The concept of Sserafim spoiling the comeback back in February, but somehow trying to copy a song released way after.
Spaghetti. 스파게티 파스타 먹고 싶다. 토마토 파스타.
Imagine if this wasn't even like a spoiler. She just genuinely wanted spaghetti, and then like, oh, here's a comeback named after that. But of course, let me know what you think of the promotion of this album so far. I think it's really cute with like the pasta themed everything. They changed all their pictures on social media to have like pasta or like tomato sauce stains on them. They've just been mentioning spaghetti left, right, and center and almost everything, I feel like. So let me know, are you excited for this comeback? let's talk about the Kiss of Life Julie and Verivery Kangmin and Yeonho situation. So just so you guys know, I'm not going to be showing even screenshots from the videos just out of privacy. I mean, I can't even imagine thinking you're in a private room and then having the footage of that leaked like that. Just, that's horrible. But essentially it seems like Kiss of Life's Julie was in a room with Verivery's Kangmin and Yeonho, though a lot of fans are now saying that the full clips show that there was another woman present, which seemingly changes how the situation is viewed, right? But a lot of people are describing that there is like a flirty nature to the video. In one clip we see that the woman is laying down. Of course I can't personally confirm who's in these videos, right? So in one clip the woman is laying down and one of the guys is playing with her hair. And this does seem to be at a bar, I think. In another clip, he seems to be playfully poking her. And then in another clip, the woman seems to be holding the guy's hand. So a lot of fans are really surprised to see this. Let's read some comments. Even if you dislike Julie for what she did, this is just wrong. Honestly, no discussion needed. It's none of our business and a total invasion of Julie's privacy and safety. There can be nothing but malicious intent behind releasing it. The fact that it was leaked on a corn site definitely makes it seem maliciously intended. Julie never initiates contact with these men, and so the video is purposely framed in a way to make it look worse than it is. I hope S2 investigates and Suze prosecutes. God forbid idols have closer friends or even partners. I find the person who released the video from CCTV camera is disturbing. Then the people in the video, because it is their private life, they can do whatever they want. They are adults. Both companies should take legal action against the hotel management. This is an invasion of privacy. God forbid an idol has a social life. Even if it's her parasocial fans need to get a grip immediately. Whether the video was true or not, it is just disgusting that someone chose to release it. This is completely an invasion of privacy and disrespectful, even if they are public figures. There are also people saying that it was originally a 4-hour video and, you know, they just took certain parts of the video to make it look worse than it is. But with this news coming out, a lot of people started wondering, why is it only Julie's name being brought into this? What about the Verivery members, Kangmin and Yeonho, who were also seemingly there? Dropped Kiss of Life during the B-Day scandal, but the double standards here is crazy. Why only release Julie's name? Drop the 2 male idols' names. And here it's a quote tweet for Kiss of Life's Julie allegedly caught in private room with 2 popular male idols. Why is it only the female's name mentioned but the men are just 2 popular male idols? If they're so popular, why aren't they in the headline? So there's some people wondering why there was such a double standard. Why only her name in the headline? Why not their names too? They were also there, allegedly. Now, timing wise, S2 Entertainment did release a statement after this news was revealed, though they don't specifically mention this. In fact, they more so mention member Nadi, but they basically say they will be taking legal action against the dissemination of false information, harassment, deepfake content, and the spread of posts with malicious intent about our artist Kiss of Life. So some people thought it was kind of alluding to the situation a little bit, though they'd made no specific mention of it. But Verivery's agency has released a statement basically denying the validity of this video. Hello, this is Jellyfish Entertainment. Jellyfish Entertainment had announced our policy of taking legal action regarding matters of rights violations against our artists and trainees on August 8th, 2025. Following up on said announcement, we have been collecting evidence for legal action based on reports submitted through the official Jellyfish email, along with continuous online monitoring since the day of the announcement. We have recently taken note of groundless rumors regarding members of our artists Verivery spreading across web portals, online news articles, online communities, and SNS channels. Such rumors are not true at all and are malicious false claims that are seriously damaging to the artist's reputation. We prioritize the protection of our artists above all else, and we will take strong legal action without leniency against the creation, dissemination, and reproduction of such malicious rumors. And then they, of course, encourage fans to send them any malicious posts they come across. So, of course, they don't mention specifically what happened, but then from there, it seems a representative from S2 Entertainment told Export News in regards to Julie, it concerns her personal private life, so there's nothing the company can comment on. There were some people questioning that because Verivery's agency said this rumor is completely false and is a malicious fabrication that seriously damaged the artist's reputation. But let me know your thoughts, because of course, let's say you're at a bar and you think it's private, and then all of a sudden your private hangout session is all over the internet. I know there's definitely a lot of people who feel bad for her. This is obviously things idols are doing. They're doing things like this. They're going to bars, they're hanging out with other idols, or maybe non-celebrities alike. We're just not privy to it. So of course, I personally think this is a gross privacy violation, but you can let me know your thoughts as well. Mnet are under fire because fans are accusing them of plagiarizing Ateez. So this is for Boys to Planet finale, and this is the wanted poster that was in the background, and this is Ateez's wanted poster. So a lot of fans noted the similarity and were quite angry about it, with the artist, the graffiti artist behind it, even saying the following: "I'm an artist who produced Ateez graffiti. The stage of Boys to Planet is plagiarism. The use of the work is not allowed." It seems that even Wonyoung of Ateez did a live stream where he alluded to the issue, though he didn't mention it specifically. He basically says, "It feels a bit upsetting and kind of hard too. Honestly, I feel the same way as all of you, but still, I hope everything gets sorted out well. The people who actually worked on it must have been really hurt too, and since we were also part of making it, I can't say everything, but I'll do whatever I can. I really understand, honestly, and I know our Ateez will handle things well without crossing the line. I just hope Ateez don't carry this as something unfair or painful, and I just hope our memories together don't get stained by something sad." So of course, as an idol, he's a little limited in what he can and cannot say for certain issues, right? Here are some comments. "I still haven't heard a single positive thing to come out of Boys Planet 2, I swear to God. I'm not an expert, but if the original artist is frustrated, Mnet is probably either over or too close to the line. So many companies aren't paying for art these days. It's nice that KQ hired an artist." The similarities are way too striking, and for the creator to even come out and speak up, Mnet needs to do better. This whole Boys to Planet have been a mess. "I am done with Ateez always getting plagiarized. They've been getting plagiarized since pre-debut, and I'm thinking it's because they think not too much would happen to them since it's from the non-Big Four company, but honestly, come on now. Ateez is basically the most famous group from a non-Big Four company. Anyways, stan Ateez." But let me know what you think of these similarities. So with that, let's move on to Kpop Shenanigans, which are basically fun little things that have happened in K-pop recently and or quick news. aespa Zingning did a live stream and people were surprised to see the amount of bottles in the background. On that note, during a live stream, she was also asked, "Do you like girls or boys?" To which she answered, "Why are you asking me that? Why are you asking me that? What do you mean? What do you mean? I love human, okay? Oh, actually, I don't like humans, I like cats." Is that a nice answer? I Met You is going to debut soon, which is a group who was formed through Time Turner. Oh my gosh, there's really not a lot of K-pop shenanigans today. What can I do? What am I to do with no K-pop shenanigans? Well, I reckon that is basically it for today's video. I don't remember if it was tomorrow or October 30th that the whole New Jeans thing is happening, but when it does, hopefully we can live stream our reaction together. I don't know if it'll be a reaction. I'm sure like we'll find out the news and then I'm not sure I can give you a reaction is what I'm trying to say. But yes, I unfortunately don't have a K-pop song of the day. I'll go check. I'll check in case, but I really doubt it. The last thing I listened to was Broken by Seether featuring Amy Lee because I heard someone do a cover. I'm like, oh my god, I remember that song. And then I didn't even listen to the whole thing. I wanted you to know. I don't know, I've been so uninspired by music recently. Oh, I don't even have any fun things to show you. The internet's been boring the past couple of days. I don't know about you. I've been really into like decor videos, but then like it stresses me out because I'm like, oh, all this stuff is like so expensive. Like to decorate is to be rich. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, these are the lovely individuals who help support my channel on a monthly basis. Thank you so much. As for me, I'm gonna get going, but don't forget to subscribe to my second channel and my podcast channel. Oh, new podcast episode, by the way. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.